Good afternoon. It's Miss Kim with Miss Kim's Tarot and tearoom.com. It is Sunday, June the 14th, 2026 at 12:17 p.m. Look at this. You are looking at the Arthurian Tarot from Caitlin and John Matthews. This was it's a 36-year-old deck of cards with the book, and it is beautiful. So I've had this for a long time, as you know, and my intuition kept telling me, show the Arthurian Tarot. And for the past 3 or 4 days, I just kept hearing it over and over again. And of course, I had not recorded any videos. So today I decided that I was going to just record several videos and get them out of the way for the week. And so you are getting a old unboxing. Now you can see that these have been I had them before, and I don't know what happened to the deck of cards that I had. So I repurchased them again, and that cost me a heck of a lot more than it did the first time. So I think right now these cards, the I saw on Etsy, was about $91. So here is the little booklet, and it's going to not exactly give like the regular Rider Waite. It's going to give more information along the lines of during the time of Arthur. So I'm going to just give you a couple of shots here where you can see what the cards look like. My nails are not wanting to comply right now for some reason. So this little box has had a little bit more wear and tear than mine did, but I'm just glad I've still got them. So, um, like for instance, this is called the Cauldron. And of course, you know, in the Rider Waite, there's not such thing. But this is called the Washer at the Ford, which is basically the death card. And this is the Warrior King. And this is Sovereignty. And here you can see the round table. Looks like a peppermint to me. Over in the middle. I'm just kidding. Okay, and this is the Grail Hermit, so this would actually be the Hermit. And then 8 is normally Strength, but this is Gawain. Let's see. This card, or this camera, is not as strong as some of the other ones that I have. So, the White Heart, I think that would be the same as the Stag. And this is Arthur. And I'll show you Guinevere. And the Lady of the Lake, she's beautiful. And Merlin, we can't go without that. And some of the like the Spear Queen would be the rods. And then the Stone Queen, I guess that would probably be Pentacles. It's been a long time since I've read with them. But I keep these darlings around me because they're just like friends. All right, so I just wanted to get you, give you a little unboxing so you can see what a 36-year-old deck of cards look like. That used to, I mean, when I got them in 1990, I got them brand new. I worked at a metaphysical bookstore, and every time new ones would come in, I was on it. That's why I have so many decks of cards. So I wanted to talk to you a little bit about some information that I've got. I'm going to scry a little bit. And one of the things that I have been hearing is about waiting on other people, waiting on the next thing, waiting. I have talked to many people over the last few days, and the topic seems to be waiting. How long should I wait on this person to call me? How long should I wait on this person? Should I wait on this person? And the answer is no. Um, because it's a difference between a life or death situation. Like, I would wait for my dogs to come home and I would actively be searching for them if they were lost. But someone who is putting you off, who acts like you're a second thought, who is not consistent and says they're going to come to see you and they don't show up, or they're going to call you and they don't call, who are inconsistent, who sometimes are there and sometimes are not. Should you wait on a person like this? If this was your friend, you would be saying not only no, but hell no. And that's what I'm saying. Because a person who finally realizes who you are and they see you keep on moving, eventually they're going to catch up. They're going to have to run a little bit faster to catch up with you. But if they want to be in your life, they're going to make the effort to be in your life. And if they don't want to be in your life, they certainly will remain invisible from your energy field. So I do feel there's going to be some returns for certain people. The name Pat or Pat or Patrick um, is coming up in relationships where there's been estrangement, or there's been blocking, there's been things that have been complicated because of other people getting involved in your relationship, who gossip, and when they can't figure out what's going on, they fill in the blanks. So this person, a Pat or a Patrick, and I'm hearing the name Eric, these people will come back. One or two, one feels like he's just there again for the same pattern. The other one has learned their lesson, and they know that you will no longer tolerate a half relationship, a one-sided relationship, a relationship that you're having to do all the work and they're just sitting around in the hammock, just doing nothing. There's no relationship worth that. Now, there's a same-sex couple that I am seeing. The name is Linda or Belinda. This person is concealing another relationship, although she appears very sincere to you. Gentle reader, Quarant. She appears very sincere, but her heart is always looking for the next victim. And the one with the best opportunity she goes to until they run out of energy and she moves on. So if you have had a person in your life that you notice that they go through a lot of people, and the people that have been with them energetically, you can just feel their exhaustion, that is telling you so much about this person that you are with. It tells you so much. It shows how much energy goes into a dead person, and they're using you to be upright. So I just want to give that information out. I wasn't planning on scrying, but I guess that's what I was meant to do. So I'm going to do a little 10 card spread. This one might be longer. I'm going to try to keep it a little bit below so I can put that one on Instagram too, because they always cut me off because I talk too long. So anyway, I am going to ask, what is it that the collective consciousness needs to know about this week, the week of June the 14th through the 20th, which is a Saturday coming up? What do we need to know? Well, this one's wanting to come out so bad. It's showing that secrets that have been kept are now coming out into the light. And it is showing that there is a man concealing a relationship with a woman he is attracted to. He's trying to keep it a secret, whether it be he doesn't want other people to know and to introduce her, or that there's another person present and he doesn't want that person to know. But this will come out in the light during the Gemini moon. So, that's going to be within a month's time. And then here we have dealing with authority. That can be things having to do with tax, military, the police, any kind of office of the crown, which is considered authority that you have to deal with, government. That might be an obstacle position. And it's saying that the best you can arrive at is an opportunity that comes in that you may not be sure if you want to take that opportunity, because you're just kind of closed off at this time to bring more emotional energy into yourself. And then here it's saying the wait and see attitude is what you can use to bring success. So in other words, there's no reason to strike while the iron's hot. It's more to sit back and see how things are manifesting. And then here we have the energy of a feminine that is very generous, kind, loves nature, definitely grounded, very serene. But if reversed, this would be a very jealous person, but it is not reversed. And then here we have holding on and being afraid of letting go. Whenever you have that, it's time to let it go. No matter how much you love it, how much you think you want it, how much you think you need it, you're going to be challenged to let something go. And then here we have a wish coming true. It also has to do with physical attraction. It has to do definitely with sexual energy and sexual attraction and the actual sexual act. So there is definitely some physical cards here that can manifest. And then it is showing kind of on other people, looking at you as being kind of detached and moving away from everyone else, the group, the crowd, moving to your own energy. And then it's showing here being naturally away. Sometimes this card is being read as estrangement or a separation from somebody and a split with tears. But I don't read that unless I'm doing a love reading usually. So this is more of being away from an environment naturally that you would be in. Maybe you didn't go to work that day. That's a natural environment you'd be in. If you're at work, you're not at home. That's a natural environment of being in. This is definitely showing over the week that you're going to be able to manifest very successfully, pull all the elements together, and be able to harness energy for where you want it to go. Okay, so not too bad. At first, it seemed like it was going everywhere, but it is definitely starting to settle and ground. And I think I'm going to read with a deck that's called the When, W-H-E-N, Oracle, Wisdom and Timing. So let's check this one out. Y'all, I gotta do something about these nails because I can't grab my stuff. Okay. All right. So let's just say, what is it that the collective that's watching this, what do they need to know? I'm going to do a 10 card spread and we'll see where that goes. So the first card is within the hour. The resolution is imminent. Stay present and attentive. The next interaction or observation holds the key. And then this card is 3:33 a.m. The veil is thin. The answer will arrive not in words, but in a sudden clear feeling in the stillness. You know, that happens to me all of the time. I literally sit up out of bed around this time with an answer that may have been having an issue that was plaguing me and I couldn't figure it out, couldn't remember something. And at 3 a.m. or around that time, it comes. The moment you stop looking, the obsessive search is blocking reception. Release the pursuit, and the answer will find you in a moment of distraction. So true. Whenever I'm trying to do something and trying too hard, it just becomes a frustrating situation. But I find as soon as I let go and do something else or go somewhere else, that all of a sudden I find that the answer comes or whatever I want, it arrives. So these are pretty good. These are ones that I got probably about a week ago. And I like these little oracle cards because they give some insight into other things that I'm not thinking about when I do a read. So I'm going to do something just for fun and I forgot to pick it up. So just give me a second. So if you remember this, I don't know anybody that does not remember this. So you know that magic 8 ball. So what I'm just going to do, just for fun, is I'm going to say, what's the answer? What do they need to know? And it says, my reply is no. So whatever you've been asking right now, the reply is no. Okay, y'all. I am done for the day. Um, I will be I will be available for work tomorrow. You can book. Oh, there I go again. What happened to me? These I've got so many cameras I can't keep up with them. Um, so if you want to go in the book, make sure at least to go in 2 hours before the time that you want. Otherwise, it will cut off on the calendar and you'll have to contact me directly. I am Miss Kim with Miss Kim's Tarot and tearoom.com. I hope that you have the great rest of your weekend, what's left of it, probably less than 12 hours until it's time to start it all over again. And I will talk to you later. Bye.